Toastmaster and fellow Toastmasters. You know, in today's world, it just seems like the family values are in the can. And I'm not talking about the toilet. I'm talking about the word C-A-N. And that brings me back to memories of about 10 years ago, or longer, when my mother and I used to do some canning. So I want to share with you today a little bit about the things that we used to do and show you some of the tools that we use when we particularly go out and get our corn and put it up for the season. The first item is one of these gadgets where you just slide it over the corn, and then it has little teeth down here, and you just push it down the cob and it takes all the kernels off. That's one way of fixing it. But if you really want it nice and creamy, we went to Growers Hardware in Palmetto, and you can pass that around. And this is hers. And what we do with this when we go out and pick the corn, does anybody know how many ears of corn are in a bushel? 62 ears. We always get at least 2 to 3 bushels, so that is a lot of corn to take home, peel all the husk and the silks off, put it all in the sink, wash it all up, and then take it back to a large kitchen table with a huge pot to take one of these. Now there are teeth on here, and these teeth will bust the kernels of corn, and then that very sharp scraper there will scrape the rest of the cob as you're pushing the corn down. And believe me, your triceps will be so sore at the end of the day, but you're sitting there and you're scraping away. My husband helped me this past year, and we did 2 bushels of corn. He thought I was crazy for getting over 100 ears, but that's okay. Guess how many quart bags we only filled? 6. Usually we could have gotten 8, but he said, oh, this tastes so great and it's so nice and sweet. Why don't we save back a few ears? 4 ears. Why don't we save back a few more ears? 8 more ears saved back to take to work. But the thing that I love the most is about the family values and the word can. And growing up, my parents always said, you can do whatever you put your mind to. You can be whatever you want to be. Get a college education, explore the world, travel, but they never ever told us, nope, can't do that. And I don't know about you, but my parents always told me that I could. Now getting back to the cornfields, how early is early? Well, we usually get up about 5 a.m. and we get out to the field just as they're getting ready to open at 8. We gather all of our corn. Now, we used to be able to pick it, but anymore, there are so many people that aren't familiar with picking their own corn that they pick it for you. That saves a lot of energy and time. Then you bring it home and you go through the process. But another thing is that it brings to me the values of farming etiquette. Have you ever heard that when you're out on a farm and you're picking your vegetables that you don't pick on the same row as somebody else? Oh, yeah. My grandmother taught me that early on. If you were, for instance, picking tomatoes, you did not pick on the same row as somebody else unless they were way down at the other end picking. But you didn't pick too close. You hopped over to the next row and you picked. Doing all of this taught me a lot of patience. It taught me to listen while I was outside. It made me enjoy the outside air, getting the sunshine, etc. It taught me how to cook, and I love to cook, but it also showed me how to preserve things, not just the fruits and the vegetables that I preserve every year, but to preserve the memories, because my mom's been gone since 2008, and we lost her to cancer, but to preserve those memories and to go back and look at those photos. There was this one time that we were in her Honda Civic, and I said, Mama, we are going to get stuck if you go down that row and you drive it. And she's like, oh, no, we won't get stuck. There's a tractor right over there if we do. Those are the kind of fun things that I remember, and that's why I say, that family values are in the can, not the toilet, but the word. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Everyone, please take a minute to give Kelli a little gift. Let her know what you think of her speech. Some sort of word of encouragement for the future.